What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode here on the Falappi YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about tools, but specifically one of the most used tools in automotive, diesel, any kind of trade, probably where you're doing mechanical stuff. That's right, we're talking about the ratchet, guys. I got a bunch of them, and I mean a bunch of them. We're going to talk about different ones, what kinds you should get depending on what you're doing, what my favorites are, why I own so many ratchets at this point. Anyway, guys, got a long video, a lot of cool tools, different brands, different price points, a little bit of something for everyone. Let's get into it, guys. What you see behind me, the white thing, is the gate. We've got a toolbox in the shop, and I'm going to do a little bit about that. What we have going on under the hood here is the stock. What we're going to do, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Like I said, guys, welcome back to Mike Falappi YouTube channel. My name is Mike. Before we get too far into this whole ratchet thing, I just want to remind you all that you could subscribe to this channel. We do tool stuff, small engines. I don't know if you can see behind me into the shop. There's two mowers behind the camera, and I'm picking another one up. Well, at the time you're watching this, I've already picked it up, but I'm picking up another mower. And hopefully we get some good mower content for you guys. I'm a mechanic for Honda. And also, I like to explore things, go look at cool stuff, abandoned, go to cool events, especially stuff like the Steam show. Go watch that video. Anyway, enough shameless plugging. Let's talk about some ratchets. But before we do, see, I killed the gas. I'm smart. Maybe not so smart. There we go. I averted a certain disaster. Dr. Pepper. Forget Pepsi versus Coke. True soda lovers. No, Dr. Pepper's better. Also, 7-Eleven cheeseburger. I just got home from work, and I didn't have time to eat dinner. I'm not going to make you guys watch 20 minutes of me eating this cheeseburger, but if you've ever thought, maybe I shouldn't eat the 7-Eleven cheeseburger, it's not going to kill you. Actually, they're pretty good. Now that we've finished eating our cheeseburger and drinking half of the first Dr. Pepper, believe me, we're going to drink both. It's hot out here. And the sun's coming directly down upon us. It's the end of the day. Like I said, it's like almost 6 o'clock, and I just got off work using the ratchets in this bag. The ratchets on the table are some of the ones I've had for a long time. Actually, these ones over here, these that you can kind of see, that I'll show you in a minute, were the ones I used to use at work. But backtracking here, this is where the magic really begins. But before we get into that, let's talk about a little bit what's in a ratchet. What makes them special? You know, how do you decide what kind of ratchets you like? Well, there's a lot of things. You know, what are you doing? Are you a mechanic? Do you work in a dealership? You know, do you have access to tool trucks? How much money do you have? Are you a hobbyist? Are you going to use your tools one time a year? These are all questions you got to ask yourself before you spend a couple $100s on a single ratchet. You know, if you're not working professionally, if you don't have access to a tool truck, something like this ratchet here from Menards, a simple 3/8 ratchet like this. Something simple, closed head design, push button on the back, something like this that probably costs like maybe not even 20 bucks might be what you need. But if you're working in a dealership setting, And I'm not saying you need to immediately, as soon as you start going and working at a dealership, you don't need to go to the snap-on truck right away and throw a couple $100s down. But we'll get into that when we get into this bag. Let's start simple. The first ratchet I ever used was this one right here. You can kind of hear it. But this is an old Craftsman, and I'll come up and show it to you. We'll get a little bit closer with you. Craftsman. Old style. V-Class 43784. Patent pending. They hadn't even gotten a patent for this yet. But this was the first ratchet I ever used. It came out of my dad's SAE set. And that was the first ratchet I would have ever used as a kid. The good old days when life was a lot simpler. Go watch my videos about tools from back then. Go watch the videos on my channel where I talk about my history, how I got into tools, working with my dad's tools, how I got into Honda and all that stuff. And it'll give you another short, explanation about why I'm doing what I'm doing. But this was the first ratchet I would have ever used. I'm not too sure what the first ratchet I would have ever bought was. It might be one of these. It might have been this one right here. We'll talk about these in a minute. The Menards ratchet I bought simply to try it, I'm pretty sure. And that's just a spare. When I started working at Honda, I didn't have that many tools. The first couple days, I just bumped some tools off other guys to get a feel for what I needed to buy. The dealership was supposed to supply tools. That didn't happen. Anyway, at some point when I was in college, I bought this set of ratchets here. You could see them. These Pittsburgh composite teardrop handle. They're completely made of composite. There's a little bit of give to them. And I bought this set simply because I thought they looked cool. They were composite. And I didn't know anything about tools at the time. So that's what I bought. And there's nothing wrong with them. I'm pretty sure on my first day, I showed up with this 1/2-inch teardrop composite ratchet. Only this ratchet. A set of 1/2-inch impact sockets. 2 Milwaukee impacts. A set of oil filter pliers. And that was it. And pretty quickly I learned this was too fat of a head for what I was doing at Honda. It wasn't long enough. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that the next ratchet I would have bought would have been this one here. This is the Pittsburgh Professional Series 1/2-inch. I don't know why I had such an affinity for 1/2-inch starting out, but I did, and I bought this one, and I still have them, and I still really like these ratchets. They're really good. So, for the hobbyist who's wanting to build a collection of tools, or even for the young technician that maybe can't afford all of the nice stuff right away, I highly recommend these Pittsburgh Pro flex head and also non-flex head ratchets. I have the 1/2-inch long flex head. I have the 3/8 long flex head. I have the 3/8 short flex head. This one never went to work. This one stayed in the back of my truck for a long time. I have the fixed head 3/8, and I also have a 1/4-inch. And I used all these ratchets for a long time. Probably the first, 8 months that I worked at Honda, I exclusively used these, and then I think I had a Husky 1/4-inch. And I still really like them. All these ratchets are what I use in projects in the shop. They're great ratchets. These never get used, these composite handle ratchets. I don't really like them. So they sit on the back burner for a day when I might need to build a kit for someone else, or build a throwaway kit to take somewhere and do something. Or maybe specifically I will need something like this. Like, this is pretty light. This 1/4 inch composite, I would have no issue throwing this in the pocket if I needed to take a 10 mil and do something somewhere high up. Like if you're climbing a ladder, you'll never feel this in your pocket. But like I said, I used these Pittsburgh Pro ratchets at work for like 8 months. And then you know what happened? I got on a tool truck. Yep. And slowly I started to buy a lot of big, fancy, expensive stuff that some of it's worth its weight for being light, fast, long, skinny, whatever weird combination you need. And other times, I think these would have been better to keep. But let me unbag all these, show you what I have in here, and then we can put it into proportion. I have probably all but 10 of the ratchets that I own right here. 3 of them are in the back of my car. 3 of them are at my apartment. And then I know spewing between other toolboxes, I have probably another 3 or 4 more. So, yeah. Maybe at the end of the video I will pan and show you this, but it's kind of it's a massive collection of ratchets I have, and I don't even know which way do you attack it. Do you go from big to small? Do you go in chronological order? Do you talk about what's your favorite? What don't you like? Do you talk about specialty ratchets? I don't know. How many are here? I use 13 ratchets here. And I don't necessarily use all 13 of these every single day at work. In fact, I probably never do. But this doesn't even include, I have breaker bars. I have torque wrenches. I have electric ratchets. But this is just basic ratchets. And the point of this video is like, trying to give advice. But it's like, it's such a personal thing. Talking about ratchets, do you like, just standard metal handles? Do you like the way they feel in your hand? Less clearance, just easier, more maneuverable. Do you like the snap-on hard handle? The way that feels, the way you can put your thumb on it. Do you like these soft grips? It's a very personal thing to make that decision. So let's just go through, I guess, starting with my everyday ratchets that I use every day. I like flex heads. I used to really like locking. The ratchet that made me move away from these Pittsburgh ones over here, my first ever tool truck ratchet, I think, was this snap-on 80 tooth, or dual 80, I think they're called. Dual 80, they're not 88, that's a Matco. Dual 80, this is the long one. Locking flex head. If you've never seen the snap-on locking mechanism, it's this. Unlocked, locked. But yeah, this is long. I don't know exactly what the length on this is, but it is soft grip. You can get them in soft grip. You can get them in metal handle. I don't think they make a hard handle one of these that's locking. But anyway, this was the first ratchet I bought off a tool truck because it was longer than my 1/2 inch. It was longer than my 3/8. And when you're doing nothing all day but cracking oil drains, you end up really liking this. I swore by this ratchet for a long time. I think I paid $136 or $146 for this on sale and got a free beach towel. I don't even know where the beach towel is at. I think it's in a box in my apartment. Never used it. And quite frankly, there's a lot of things I don't like about this ratchet. Now, quite frankly, it feels really nice. But the locking mechanism, it's really easy to bump and open up, and it's not my favorite ratchet anymore. However, I still use it a lot. I use this a lot for alignments, because the head, it's pretty thick, but it's still not that thick. It's thinner than a lot of 1/2 inch, so it fits on a lot of Hondas. There's like 3 main styles of rear alignment on Hondas. Basically, you have where the rear control arms come up and meet. A lot of times there's one there, or sometimes it's back up tucked next to the wheel. The ones where you have right where the control arms come up and meet with the cam bolts, I like to put the 17 on this ratchet here, put the 14 on the 1/2 inch on the back. You unlock, or you unlock with the front, you adjust with the back, you put it back, and then you lock back up. I guess we'll move on to this one next. This was not my second, but this one, actually I got in a BOGO deal with this one. I think it was something like, I forget what it even was. It was $180 maybe less than that. It might have been 120. I don't even remember. It was under 200 definitely. And you got this big 1/2 inch Blue Power ratchet, Blue Power by Cornwell, and you also got this ratchet here, 3/8 non-flex head, comfort grip handle. Blue Power ratchets are pretty good. We're being completely honest, and here's my time to dog on Snap-on a little bit. I hate the Synergy 100 tooth ratchets. I hope Snap-on's watching this. Please send me a Synergy 100 tooth ratchet or something so I can dog on it on camera. But I've used them at the Honda dealer. Other people have bought them. I felt them when they came out. Believe me, I really like the 88 or 80 tooth. They feel really good. I don't know that they're my favorite feeling mechanism. There's worse mechanisms in this list, but the Snap-on, the 80 tooth feels pretty good. But in my opinion, whatever overseas stuff these Blue Power use, they're smooth. I feel like I have to make the video disclaimer because someone's gonna come at me and be like, "Oh, he's promoting Chinese-made tools while wearing the American flag hat. How unpatriotic!" Shut up. Just stop. Stop now. If I could buy every single tool in my toolbox made in America, I would do it. Unfortunately, these days you cannot get good made in America quality tools at a low price that'll hold up and that you can get a good warranty on. If they break, you can't do it. I would if I could. That's why I like old made in America Craftsman tools. For the most part, they hold up. The wrenches are great. The sockets are good. The ratchets are okay. Like I say in this video, unfortunately, the teeth nowhere near as fine. They don't make ones long enough for what you want to do. So yeah, I have some Snap-on stuff. Pretty expensive. And some of the quality is not as good. The Blue Power quality is probably, it's okay. But it's cheaper. And there's warranty on that too. So, yes, I get it. People mad at promotion of Asian tools with everything going on in the world today. Unfortunately, it is what it is. Find me good made in America hand tools that are cheap, have a good warranty, they're dependable, and I'll support them. I'll be the spokesman. But until then, I'm going to use what I can get at a good price, and I'm going to use what's out there. So there's your spiel for the day. Let's get back to the video. Don't come at me, and don't question my patriotism. I don't want to do that here. We can get into that, but I don't want to get into that. I'm an American. I stand by my country 10,000.387 million%. God bless America till the day I die. Let's get back to the video. Now, the construction overall, they're not the beefiest ratchet you could buy, but like I said, I've used these for alignments, and I've hung my whole body weight off of this ratchet, and I haven't broke it. It feels really good. They're really good. So if you're looking for a tool truck ratchet, I'm pretty sure these have some kind of warranty on them too. So if you're looking for a cheap tool truck ratchet that's a little bit heavier duty than like your Harbor Freight stuff. Now, I've seen the videos and I've talked about it in the past of how, the conspiracy about Icon and a lot of the Blue Power stuff being made in the same factory. And if they're not made in the same factory, they're made right across the street. but Icon does not make a ratchet like this. So you're not going to get something like this at Harbor Freight, I don't think. Nothing this big, this heavy, but they're pretty good ratchets. And like I said, if you don't have a lot of money but you want a tool truck ratchet, Blue Power, pretty good stuff. Same with this one here. I didn't even really want this ratchet. I wanted the big one, and this one was thrown in free, but I found myself end up using this a lot. I put the jaw on here and I use it to crack oil filters. But other than that, like, these are pretty good ratchets. I highly recommend you get these. A ratchet that I bought simply for the aesthetic, but end up using quite a bit, even though I don't like them as much maybe as I thought I would, are Matco ratchets. I think I paid $200 for this ratchet, and if you're gonna say I'm crazy, I probably regret it. They're not my favorite. I don't really like this locking mechanism as much, and the ratchet mechanism itself doesn't feel quite as good as some other things. But what I do really like about the Matco ratchets, I love the way the grip feels in your hand, the ergonomics of it, the material that it's made of, and I also like the size of the head. I really love how thin these heads are. They're a lot thinner than the Blue Power by quite a bit. It's kind of hard to see, but they're a lot thinner. It's thinner than the snap-on by quite a bit. It's thinner than the Pittsburgh. And quite frankly, I really haven't found anything much thinner than a Matco ratchet. So I thought about getting rid of these, but I keep them around mainly because, one, I'm never going to get anywhere near what I paid for it. Two, the purple is sexy. I love purple. Purple's like the hottest color. I don't know why. I mean, my favorite color will always probably be red, but probably my second favorite color is probably purple. Moving from our Matco ratchet up to something, actually no, it has a big brother. This meaty piece of shit. I never really use this. This is like the bad day ratchet right here. Basically, is what this thing is. You can beat someone with it if they're trying to steal your tools. But I like this one better, I think, than the little one. But like I said, other than turning, your crank over, if you're doing something on an engine, like, I don't know, changing out torque converter bolts, or like, I don't know, timing a J-Series Honda. Other than that, or like a really, really rusty truck alignment, I don't use this that much. But again, I paid way too much for it, and I'm not going to get rid of it. But it's a good ratchet. I mean, yeah, Matco ratchets. If you have a Matco dealer and your Matco dealer is your only reliable tool dealer, I'd buy them. They're lifetime warranty. My Matco guy's great with warranty. He'll fix anything. Or if he can't fix it, he'll replace it. So the warranty is good. I love the way the handles feel. The heads are the thinnest in the industry. The locks are okay once they wear in. But I'll show you what kind of killed the Matco and snap-on ratchets for me in a little bit. If you want to talk about a ratchet that I really regret buying, it's this. It's another snap-on ratchet. Don't get me wrong. It's really cool. This is the extra long 1/4 inch with the hard handle. Now, I want to buy a set, whether it be 3/8 short and 3/8 long, or 3/8 medium and 1/2 inch medium with the hard handle, like the 100th anniversary set. But who needs a 1/4 inch ratchet this long. What do I use this for? Occasionally I will bleed brakes with this. I'll put a 10 mil on it and bleed brakes with it. I used it today. Oh, Honda capless filler system. Changing those out under warranty. There's a specialty tool that fits on the two tangs, and you need a little bit of, you got to put a little bit of ass into it to get it to break free. So I use it for this. Other than that, I paid way too much money for this, all because you got a free hat, and the kicker is I never wear the free hat. So this was definitely not worth it. I might sell this to someone someday. If you want to see the exact opposite, a 1/4 inch I didn't want, but use all the time, and the reason why I probably never use that. Blue Power again by Cornwell. This one right here, flex head, much more manageable length. I really like this knurled kind of ball end handle here. We got some, theories about these things at work, but anyway. I really like this. It came in a foam set with your 1/4 inch deep and shallow sockets. And what happened was that 1/4 inch sits on the top of my tool cart with my other 3/8 1/2 inch, other sockets. Whereas all my ratchets are in the drawer below, except for this one because it's part of the kit. So anytime I need a 10 mil right now on a ratchet or an 8 mil or whatever, all the way up to 15, I think, I end up grabbing this because it's right there. So I didn't think I'd need this because I have way too many other 1/4 inch ratchets, but since it's right there, I use it all the time, and it's really made me, again, I love the way these Blue Power ratchets feel. My other 1/4 inch ratchet, well, actually no, stepping away from 1/4 inch ratchet, I'm going to make a speech here that some of you tool truck guys might not like, even though this is a tool truck ratchet. But, everybody wants something like this, a long, big, long 3/8 ratchet, and there's a place for it. People want flex head 3/8 ratchets. There's a place for it. People want comfort grip handle 3/8 ratchets, and that's all fine and good. But you're never going to not need, at some point in your life, the simple old man, standard length, non-flex head, non-comfort grip ratchet. Now this specific one is a Matco here. Matco 88, it's stamped right in there. I think I paid $100 for this ratchet on sale. And you might be thinking, why do you want that? It's because there's always going to be that place you need to get where you only have about this much length, you only have about this much head size. You don't have room for the big comfort grip that hits off the frame rail. You're never going to not need a basic 3/8 ratchet. Now, it doesn't have to be this one. It could be the cheap Menards one. I got a bunch of Husky ones in my apartment. Husky makes great ratchets. It could be something like this from the flea market, an old Craftsman. Just, you need a basic 3/8 ratchet. The same way you still need ratchets, you can't do everything with an impact gun. The same way wrenches, you're always going to need just a basic 3/8 ratchet. The reason why I bought this one was because at the time Matco was there, they had a good deal on it, and I do use this quite a bit to just throw a simple socket on, get in somewhere and do something quick and dirty, and that's why I bought that ratchet. Now, saving, keeping in that, low profile form factor kind of thing. I kind of have 3 ratchets that I'm going to talk about all at one time. And that's these 3. Snap-on's pushing these pretty heavy these days. And even if I completely phase out Snap-on ratchets completely, this one will always remain. This is a 1/4 inch body flex head, but it has the 3/8 socket anvil in it. And the reason why that's great is, say you don't have that much room and you need a 16 or 17 millimeter socket. Most 1/4 inch sets only go up to 15. I've put a 19 on here before because sometimes there's just not enough room where you're trying to get. So this is a great deal, and I use this one more than I ever thought I would. Someone posted about it. I think it was someone posted the Koken one. I think it was Coon Trucking posted the Koken one. And again, went on the Snap-on truck. He had it, and that's why I bought that one that day. Sticking with Snap-on. This is one of my favorite ratchets in general. I have a video, a short about it on my shorts page. This is what I like to call the popsicle stick. Now this actually would have come in a set with half cut sockets that were probably only that deep. And this is good for like getting sensors and stuff on the back of an engine, or like brackets that you can't get to. I think I paid $50 or $75 out the used box for this because someone traded it in for the new pass-through set. But even with the full length socket, there still buys you a lot of room. And with this really thin like wrench handle design, there's a lot of places you can get in. So if you can find one of these on eBay for under $100, I jump on it because I don't know that they make this set anymore. I think they only make the pass-through one. And then just a standard length 1/4-inch ratchet. It's a really good one. This is a Matco. It's 40th anniversary, but it sold to me as new like a year ago. So I don't know what old stock bin this sat in. This is a comfort grip. Again, the mechanism feels okay. They sound a little bit cheap. Honestly, the mechanism in my Pittsburgh feels a little bit smoother. But again, this one has lifetime warranty, so that's the reason why I got it. Now, I think I only got 2 more ratchets left to go here. And one of them is by our good buddies at Tecton. Now, if you don't know what Tecton is, basically they sell a lot of good tools. Their warranty is fantastic. Tecton warranty, you send them a picture of your broken stuff, and then 2 days later it shows up in the mail. But this ratchet here, bought off a buddy of mine that used to work at Honda, who's now a mechanic working for a demolition company. If you're watching this, Tanner, how you doing? Anyway, I traded him. I bought out of the used box at work. I bought Snap-on ratchet. I believe I traded him this one for my one I bought that was like from the 70s or 80s, I think. It was an old chrome. The chrome was peeling. But he said, I have no use for a 1/2-inch ratchet that's like this size here. And I was like, you know what? I think MSRP old used box versus this brand new is about the same. So I took him up on it. And believe it or not, I use this Tecton ratchet a good bit. And I really like their system. So this isn't a locking flex head, but it's not a free flex head. It has these indents in here. And what you do is it'll stay. As long as you're not like putting the force of man into it, it'll stay. So say you need to get something at this angle here, or up like this, or just cocked a little bit like this, it stays. So this is really good. Check out Tecton. I regret not buying more Tecton stuff when I first started out. And that brings us to our final ratchet of the day. The one that I think is my favorite. The one that makes me want to go out and buy a whole bunch more of these. That's my Cornwell USA long flex head. It replaced my Snap-on as my daily driver. It replaced mainly anytime I have an excuse to use a long enough ratchet like this, I go for this one. It got the cool black finish like the Matco ratchet. It's just about as long as a Snap-on ratchet. It has a soft grip handle that feels pretty good in the handle. I like them when they're a little bit tacky, but also not when they're super like squishy. And also, it has, just like the Tecton, it has that indented head. So it's like a locking flex head, but there's not some dumb lever up here that you're going to knock off all the time. I cannot justify going out and getting rid of all these ratchets and buying a whole fleet of these. But I want to buy maybe a standard length one, maybe a 1/2-inch one, maybe a 1/4. Anyway, over time, These Cornwell USA, this is not Blue Power, this was not a super cheap ratchet, but if you have a really good Cornwell dealer like I do, he might cut you a deal. I'm pretty sure I paid like $135 out the door for this. It was already on sale for $160, and I think they're over $200 something, but they were doing a blowout to get rid of them, I guess, or whatever. But this is my favorite ratchet. I love the way it's got the best feeling teeth out of them all. The selector feels great. The indents feel great. It's a good length. You can't bend it. It doesn't feel like it's going to snap. And best of all, again, they got good warranty to the point where, you know, he'll take a ratchet apart off the shelf and put the head in it just to get it out the door and get you fixed up so you can do your job. So, at the end of the day, what are my recommendations for you guys when it comes down to buying ratchets? First of all, don't feel pressured to go on a tool truck and spend $80 million on a bunch of ratchets you don't need. Not sponsored by Dr. Pepper for watching this video. Call me up. But like I said, do not feel obligated to go out and spend $1 million on snap-on ratchets, or Matco ratchets, or Cornwell ratchets, or Mac ratchets, or whoever you have. We don't have a Mac truck. We have Snap-on, Cornwell, Matco. 3 great dealers down here in Southwest Pennsylvania. With that being said, like I said, if you're just starting out, these Pittsburgh Pros are great ratchets. They work well. They do the job. Highly recommend. They're cheap. I think maybe they're 20 bucks a piece. And again, they feel good. I've never broken one. I've never made one skip. And they're just really good ratchets. That's why I use them here. That's why I haven't bought 14 billion snap-on ratchets to use out here in the shop. These are good enough. The only gripe I have about these is the heads get loose, but when you're out here once or twice a month working on something, it's not that big of a deal. So if you're a hobbyist, if you're just starting out, if you're not doing that much heavy work, but you still want something that's pretty good, Pittsburgh Pro ratchets from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight, if you're watching this, this is one of the better Pittsburgh tools. People dog on Pittsburgh tools, but these ratchets specifically have stood the test of time. I used them 8 months every day. Specifically, this one and this one, I used them every day, these two. And that was in 2022. I used them for 8 months straight. And now they're kind of in semi-retirement out here at the shop, but I still use them all the time. So if you're just starting out, you need something that's cheap, but that will work day in and day out. Buy those. If you only need a basic socket set to do something every couple of years, these cheaper ratchets from like Menards or Home Depot or, you know, Cobalt or, you know, the cheapest Pittsburgh ratchet, these aren't bad. I would never take this to work and use it every day. You could hear there's not a lot going on in there. If you have more money, you have a tool truck, and you want something a little bit nicer but not breaking the bank, again, I recommend these Blue Power ratchets. The heads feel good. They have plenty enough teeth. You're not going to feel like you're going to snap them immediately, and they're going to do what they say they're going to do. Matco definitely makes the best ratchet profile out of them all. The Cornwell's close, but Matco's still lower profile. If you really are a fan of this locking mechanism and you have a Matco dealer, they're not too bad. You can't dog on Snap-on too much. I mean, they spent $14 billion designing this probably. Like I said, pretty good feeling ratchet mechanism. Their handles feel pretty nice. The quality of the metal, it's not going to break. I just don't like their locking mechanism all that much. I really liked it, and now I could see why my coworkers, again, shout out to Nolan. Have fun up in the mountains or wherever exactly that camp of yours is, and shout out to Tanner. Have fun working on the big boy machines. Anyway, they were big proponents of the non-locking, and I never understood why. until I bumped this locking mechanism one too many times. And it really started to make me angry. But if you got all the money in the world and you're ready to put it down, go buy one of these Cornwell ratchets. I'm really surprised by this. Full disclaimer, Cornwell was probably my least favorite tool truck when I got into the industry, but they really started to grow on me. I've gotten to know the Cornwell dealer pretty good. I don't know if he's watching this, probably not, but if you're watching this, I love Cornwell Thursday, and I love these Cornwell ratchets. They're really good. It's my favorite ratchet, probably. From the finish, down to the grip, down to the way the head feels, down to the way the mechanism feels, and everything. These Cornwell USA ratchets is a new design that came out. It's my favorite, and if you have $200, or you can get them on sale for $130 like I did, definitely look into that. But other than that, just try out different ratchets. You know, if you're in Canada or wherever and you don't have Harbor Freight, go to Princess Auto and buy whatever they have there. Try out Carwow or, you know, Duralast or whatever at your local parts store here in the States. Gear Wrench makes some good ratchets. Like I said, these Tecton ones feel pretty good for what they are. If you have a Mac dealer, maybe they make great stuff. But overall, it's just, you know, like I said, it's, do you work in a shop? If so, you probably want something a little bit nicer quality. Do you like these solid metal handles? Do you like the way that they feel in your hand? Do you like the snap-on hard handle? I really do. I want to get some, you know, basically this ratchet in 3/8, a little bit shorter. I want to get that because I really like the way these hard handles feel. Like I said, snap-on 80 tooth ratchets, really good. 100 Synergy, not so much. Do you like soft grips? If so, Matco really does them really well. So does Cornwell. So does Snap-on. You know, it's really up to you. But at the end of the day, it's all about what's going to hold up and what's going to last for you. What kind of warranty can you get? Do you need warranty? Is that a really big issue to you? But at the end of the day, you just need something to get the job done. And really, at the end of the day, even I could probably do, you know, a lot of things that I do every day with this old Craftsman ratchet. The first one I ever used that I still have to this day. So guys, whatever you do, just get something that works for you. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this video here on the Mike Falappi YouTube channel. I hope maybe I gave you some insight into why I have some of the ratchets that I have. I have way too many. I know it's not healthy, but it is what it is. They're all paid off at this point, so can't complain too much. They're good. They all serve a purpose. They get a job done. And I enjoy using them. Told you I'd at least get into the second Dr. Pepper. Overall, like I said, the Pittsburgh ratchets are a good option. I know Icon makes some good ratchets. You can get a gold one now. They make them. But, you know, don't let people tell you what ratchets are, you know, the best. Go out and try them, you know, and you might find out that I'm full of crap and none of the stuff I own is any good and you want to try something else. But if you like tools, if you like, you know, projects, if you like listening to me talk about random stuff for half an hour, subscribe to the channel, guys. I'm trying to grow this thing. I'd like to have enough support to get a bigger shop someday. I'd like to have enough support to buy project vehicles or equipment or tractors or something and, you know, do this full time. It would be amazing. But right now, you know, this is just a hobby. I don't get paid anything. We're under 1,000 subscribers. We haven't hit a whole bunch of milestones yet. So I'm just trying to make stuff I think you guys want to watch. I'm just trying to hang out, have a good time. You know, kill some time, do something. You know, this is a hobby for me. You know, I don't have too many hobbies. It's get up, go to work, come home, go to sleep, throw in a little bit of beer and a little bit of trucks. Sounds like a country song, but I'm missing the girl. Anyway, this is a hobby for me. So if you guys want to support me in my hobby, you know, subscribe to the channel, like the content, keep watching, suggest maybe some tools. You know, I have a lot of tools. I have a couple $1,000 worth of tools. New toolbox tour coming, you know, up here pretty soon, couple months maybe, because I just put one out not too long ago. But you know, if you have some questions about tools, maybe you want to see a video about pliers, I can do a video about pliers. Maybe you want to see a video about wrenches. Maybe you want to see a video about power tools, air tools, a video about screwdrivers. Maybe we go to Harbor Freight and buy some Icon stuff and test it out against Snap-on. I know that's popular now. But, you know, if you have questions about tools, if you have questions about Hondas, if you have questions about whatever, and you want to see a video on it, give me some ideas if you enjoy watching these, and I'll try to get some good content out for you guys, because I'm trying to fill the void here. I haven't had nearly as many projects as I wanted to have this year, so unfortunately, it is what it is. But, you know, I can talk all day about tools. And if people watch it, people watch it. My tool videos usually do pretty good, guys. So we got a lot of them. So we'll keep talking about them. But other than that, that's going to do it for this video. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope maybe I shared a little bit of insight. I hope I wasn't too gross, because I drank a lot of Dr. Pepper. So we'll see how much I edited out. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for all the support. Hope to keep seeing you guys coming back, and I hope I can keep doing stuff for you guys. But until next time, thanks for watching, and we'll see you here again soon on the Mike Falappi YouTube channel. Thanks, guys.